Dale Earnhardt Jr. has caught the NASCAR world off guard by calling for bold reforms. He's open, and even eager, for the sport to rethink how it runs its races. Speaking on a recent episode of the Dale Jr. Download, the Hall of Famer shared his thoughts on overhauling NASCAR's caution rule. "Get rid of stage cautions entirely," Earnhardt Jr. stated, referring to what Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch discussed on the Actions Detrimental podcast. "No stage break caution, that goes away. You still pay points out at certain moments in the race as we do today. I'm fine with that. I like people accumulating points during the race." It does create a conversation that I think we need to have around somebody who finished 14th getting 5th place points or the 5th best points, or the guy even winning the race not having the most points as the guy in 2nd or 3rd because of what happened throughout the race. I don't know if I love all that, but hey, that's another conversation. Dale Earnhardt addressed the sole issue with the next NASCAR rule change. Earnhardt then said, "There's a lap clock, a lap counter. You run a certain amount of laps green, and if no caution has come out, you throw the yellow. If there's a natural yellow at some point in that mix, it resets the clock." I like that. That way, I think it changes fuel strategy. All types of things to be able to get the teams to have to race a little bit. Later in the conversation, Earnhardt intimated that the transfer would be difficult due to television. "The networks want yellows so they can go to break," he said. "I'm sure the plan stuff makes it easier. That's a part of it. The networks have a lot of leverage in terms of when we're going to start races and how races is going to look and all that stuff." As reported by USA Today, NASCAR has used stage cautions in the Cup Series since 2017. NASCAR removed stage cautions from road courses in 2023, but they were returned last year. NASCAR will employ 3 stage cautions for the Coca-Cola 600, the next Cup Series race. The race will be 4 stages long. Caution flags will be thrown every 100 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. While Dale Earnhardt Jr. calls for structural reforms to race regulation, others, including as Joey Logano, are dissatisfied with the existing race format, particularly the contentious promoter's caution during the All-Star race. Joey Logano was unhappy with Christopher Bell after the latter won the NASCAR Cup Series All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway over the weekend. Kevin Harvick witnessed the 3-time champion voice his disgust as the checkered flag flew. Logano accused Bell of forcing him into the wall to take the lead in the race's final laps. He added that if Bell had returned to his bumper, he would have spun him out. Logano apologized on Monday, saying it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but Harvick was still taken aback by the Team Penske driver's first reaction. "You see Christopher Bell make the move and Logano block him. To me, when you block, it's game on at that point," Harvick claimed, via Kevin Harvick's happy hour. "He slid up the heel there, Joey not happy afterwards. I think if the roles were reversed right there, Joey does the exact same thing to try to win $1 million. It's easy to understand Logano's frustration. For the bulk of the night, he drove the most dominant car. He led 139 out of 250 laps, the most in the race. However, the much-anticipated promoter's caution altered everything. Marcus Smith, CEO of Speedway Motorsports, told Michael Waltrip to throw the yellow flag on lap 216. That sent the field down pit road for the last time. That constitutes the majority of the field. Logano and his Team Penske teammate Ryan Blaney were among the drivers that remained out. Logano stalled Bell for as long as he could on old tires. Bell passed him with 9 laps remaining. "Yeah, I'm all about no gimmicks with the caution," Logano said of the promoter's caution following the race. "I am all about that. Me and Marcus Smith aren't seeing eye to eye right now, okay? I've got to have a word with him." Perhaps Logano was angry by the combination of losing $1 million and missing another All-Star race victory. At the very least, he attempted to retract his comments on Bell, which were absurd from the start. At the very least, NASCAR's best and brightest will compete tooth and claw for the win in the All-Star race. That always leads to a better product, which Kevin Harvick and the Fox team will appreciate when the Cup Series begins broadcasting in 2026. From caution flag controversies to questions about a star's chances on motorsport's biggest stage, the talk shifts to Kyle Larson, whose Indy 500 prospects are being assessed by none other than Kevin Harvick. When Kyle Larson takes the field, one expects him to be a contender. Perhaps he will compete in this Sunday's 109th Indianapolis 500, where he will start in 19th place. Kevin Harvick remains dubious, however. On Tuesday's Happy Hour podcast, Harvick stated that he does not believe Larson has a chance of winning at Indianapolis Motor Speedway and that the goal should be to complete the entire 1,000 miles between the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think the goal is to run the 1,100 miles. I don't think he has a chance to win at Indy, Harvick said. With the way they qualified and all the things that have happened this year, I think that hope is out of the picture. Personally, I don't see it. I think he can come back and be a real contender at the Coke 600, and just being able to finish on the lead lap at Indy and run all 1,000 miles and check that box is probably the most realistic goal for this year. But still, an amazing feat. It doesn't look like he's having nearly as much fun this year as he did last year, with the couple crashes and everything that's happening. It will be interesting to see if he moves forward with it after this year, after it not being as much fun. Expectations are high. Going from what he did last year to this year, the expectation is to go there and compete for a win. That was over early. Can Kyle Larson complete the Indianapolis-Charlotte double? Larson will make his second appearance at the Indianapolis-Charlotte double. Last year, the weather influenced his day. Larson finished 18th in the rain-delayed Indianapolis 500, and when he arrived in Charlotte, Mother Nature had already arrived. The 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion did not complete a single lap during the Coca-Cola 600. The build-up to this year's Indianapolis 500 has been anything but smooth. Larson has crashed twice in the last 4 months, most recently on Friday while practicing. He qualified for the race, but he is not considered one of the favorites. Completing the complete 1,000 miles would be a tremendous accomplishment. Only one driver, Tony Stewart, has ever done it. Stewart pulled it off in 2001. Finally, Kevin Harvick did not only discuss racing strategy and goals, he also highlighted personal accountability in the sport. What's his most recent critique? Ryan Preece made a costly mistake at the All-Star Open. Ryan Preece was unable to compete in the NASCAR All-Star race after making a costly mistake during the All-Star Open. He suffered a choice cone infraction when running P2, ending his chances of qualifying for the main race over the weekend. Preece was displeased with the response. He had some fun with the situation after the race, grabbing a real traffic cone and delivering it to the inside wall of the North Wilkesboro circuit. Fans cheered him on, but Kevin Harvick chose to be direct about the matter on the most recent episode of Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour. When you look at some of the things that happened this weekend, we had a few guys that were fired up at each other. Preece was fired up after the All-Star Open, Harvick stated. He went and found a cone and set it up on the wall for that restart box that he missed and made the 2 times before. The drivers and their emotion, that's what we want to see. We want to see that emotion. I felt like, in the Open, Preece was going to win the race. I felt like he had the best car in the Open race. He was mad and trying to blame it on somebody else, but in the end, that's your responsibility, to put that car where it needs to be. Knowing that, you also know that you had the best car in the race. You know that you want to be in the big show, and it's not going to happen because of that mistake. Look at Brad Keselowski losing the lead there on the restart. That was his only chance. All these guys know you're there to win, you're there to be in the show, you're there to win, and there's $1 million on the line. I love to see the emotion. While Harvick understands why Preece wanted to run in the All-Star race so strongly, he believes the number 64 driver bears entire responsibility for his actions. Despite Preece's claim that he couldn't see the choose cone dew of the rubber that had been laid on the track previously, the former Cup Series champion refuses to back down. Regardless of his performance at the All-Star Open, Ryan Preece is making some waves throughout the 2025 season. He is still seeking for his first win, but it will come if the RFK racing driver continues to battle at the front, as he has done throughout his rookie season with the 3-car Ford team. So, what do you think about Harvick's and Dale's comments? Let me know your opinions in the comments section below.